And look at that! Tick tock, boom! Watch them fly, isn't that awesome? Yo, what's up fellow survivor? This time in Alpha 18 we are going to be covering the Demolition Zombie. This is one of the new zombie types, and I think the only new zombie types that is in Alpha 18 of 7 Days to Die. The new version that just dropped, well, this week for most of us. An interesting note is that it is considered a boss zombie, so you won't be seeing tons of these ones, but you'll be seeing them, well, when the hordes are big enough. It's been a great week, but a very busy last few days making these daily videos, but I do hope that you're enjoying them and learning something and finding them useful. And if you do, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps support this small channel that you're watching. So this time, it's our good friend, the Demolition Man, who's on the front page. So I'm going to go through the stats from the XML, and we'll talk that through. We'll see him a little bit in action, and we're going to see him bash things and blow up all walls and see how badly he hurts the player. And of course, see me bashing him. I think I need to repair this before I continue. So while I have these two big fellas next to me protecting me, let's go through the XML. So the first thing we see is that it's extending the Soldier Zombie. So the Soldier Zombie is a fairly high level one, and it takes all the basic properties from there. Let's go down to the bit more interesting pieces, which is melee hand zombie demolition. And keep this in mind, it says hand item. In the XML, this actually refers to a weapon, an item that is defined in the items.xml that, well, will tell how much damage it does to blocks and to other players and entities. So keep that in mind, because we will be looking at that just very shortly. But if you go further down, you'll see that it has a radius of blocks, and that's the explosion. 5 blocks explosion and 6 blocks for entities. I don't know what the difference is there. Maybe it will damage blocks within 5 blocks, but entities within 6. And the block damage is 5,000. That is a lot of damage. The entity damage is 800, which is, yeah, it's going to kill you if you're anywhere close to it. You can also see it has an explosion damage bonus versus Earth of 0.1, meaning it deals 10% damage to Earth. So it will do more damage to other materials, but dirt it will destroy some, I suspect, because, well, 10% out of 5,000 is still quite a lot, but at least it won't make this huge hole in the ground. Hopefully, it'll make a hole, but not a huge one. Interesting, it also has an attribute that says Stomp Spikes. Value true. What this is that it will ignore spikes, I believe. I don't think it will do any damage, but it'll just trample straight over them. We'll have to test that out, but I think that's what it means. You also see that it has that explode delay, 2 seconds. So once you start ticking, you have 2 seconds to run away. And it has an explode health threshold of value 0. I believe if you kill it normally without actually triggering the explosive, well, the explosive won't be triggered. So it's not like the cop where you go down far enough and it will start triggering by itself. Here, if you kill it, then you're safe. Well, relatively safe. It has 1,000 experience, good to know, and the loot drop probability of 0.3, which means 30%. So yeah, you kill 3 of these ones and you should be getting a loot bag. Now let's look at the health max. 1,000 health points. Wow, that is quite a lot. It also has something called physical damage resist. I wonder if that's the damage resist to pretty much all damage that the player is giving, such as if you bash him with a club or shoot him with a gun. Not really sure, but that's what I suspect it is. The triggered effect you can see on self first spawn, it sets itself as an entity boss. Now what this means, that's a good question, but yeah, it definitely is a boss zombie. Now if you remember, I mentioned about the melee hand zombie demolition, so let's pull that up. And going down to the actions, you'll see damage entity 20. That's actually fairly low, because I believe most zombies do about 10 to 20. So that's not huge, but damage block is 500. That means every bash it makes is going to take 500 off whatever block it's bashing. That means it's going to reduce even concrete in just a few blows. Reinforced concrete is 10 blows. And I think steel is something like, what, 7,000? So yeah, that's not a lot of hits. And that's assuming it's by itself. There also seems to be some buff proc chances in there to stun or to cause bleeding or infection. That's going to be interesting to see what they really do. I mean, it does say 75%, 20, 10, 20. So we'll see if they really cause you to get stunned or infected. But let's have a look at the zombie here. It's really nice. It unfortunately has that usual shaky, twisting kind of look at it, and I've slowed down the speed a little bit here just so you can see it a little closer. I wish it didn't have that normal zombie. Maybe you should do something differently because it's a big demolition zombie, but it has that shake and twist that all the zombies have. I guess it's one of the few animations that they have for zombies that stand still, and you'll see this explosives all around it, and that trigger device is a bit bloody. Got tattoos. Oh, but he looks really massive. He definitely looks like someone who's gonna tear your base to shreds. Now, as you saw, if you hit this one, either by shooting it, and I think I have a gun here, it will start triggering, and it will do that even if I've disabled the AI. So if I do this, oh, and he moved right there, that's going to be a bit of a problem if you're trying to shoot him. Make sure you try to do a headshot, because if you do this and you end up missing, then yeah, it's gonna blow up and whoa. Okay, he's still alive. So see, it made a large hole, but it's not like 5 deep or something. And I think that's because it has to have that blast resistance for earth damage. This one is still alive. Let's look at his hit points here. His health is 571, so he took 430 or 429 damage, which is still fairly good. Now let's see here. Let's do this. Let's bring in a different zombie just to see if he does have some physical damage resist. So this zombie, Bo here, has 150. So if I punch him, he has 143, so that's 7 damage. Let me try hit him in the back so it doesn't blow up. Ooh. So we went from 71 to 68, so that's only 3. So yes, he does have that damage resist. And let's see if that actually applies to when you shoot him. So let's shoot this guy in the chest. And he went from, let's see, down to 143. Whoa. So that's 43 plus 41, so that's 84. Let's see if I shoot him in the back. I suspect he will have. Yep, definitely. So that's only 34. So yeah, there is definitely damage resist. So the damage resist is for all parts, whether it's the head or the body. So it's going to take a lot of effort to damage him. And let's have a look at 132. Let's bash him. 132. That's 31 damage. Let's beat him, and I think that'll be, yeah, ooh. That's actually not a lot. That's only 12 damage. The 12 versus, yeah, that's versus 31. That's a lot of difference. Is that a bad hit? 43, no. He really takes a lot less damage. So he takes 31, and he only takes 12. Okay, so guns are more effective than close combat. I mean, imagine you're having a weapon that deals, even if it deals 50 damage normally, and is mitigated down to 20 or something, you're gonna have to hit him 50 times before he dies. And one of these times, if you hit him, yep, there, this is what's gonna happen. Yeah, and yep, alright, so let's try him against some of these different materials and let's see what happens. Alright, we're now in a small little wooden box, and I'm obviously in the wall because I'm in God mode, so I can actually see him explode. So I'm going to shoot him here and set it off and see what happens to this wooden box to simulate him getting into your base and inside of your walls. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. don't have a wooden base. That will not be good. Obviously, by the time he shows up as a boss zombie in the hordes, you hopefully have more than a wooden base. But this shows that, let's say he gets in where you have your workbenches and everything and your storage boxes and other wooden stuff. This is what it's going to look like. So, yeah, keep him outside. Hopefully, concrete works better. So let's try him out here. All right, Mr. Demolition Man, you are now surrounded by concrete. Are you going to be able to break yourself out? I suspect possibly. Possibly. Oh! Wow, okay, so he was standing on concrete here and he blew it all up. So the concrete under him, weirdly... Oh, okay, so I wonder that's probably broken stone. Let's... I wonder what that is. Maybe it's the broken concrete. And so the concrete he stood on, all gone. The concrete at the bottom here, which was within 2 blocks of his feet, is destroyed. The one that is slightly beyond that has a little bit less damage. And of course, the roof has a little bit less because it's further away. It looks like it calculates the damage from the feet. And that's why everything at the bottom has been destroyed here. So yeah, he will definitely really wreck even your base. I'm assuming this was outside of your base and not inside a room, obviously. It would take almost, well, it would take out a bunch of the concrete, not all of it, but yeah, the rest would fall pretty fast as well if there's some zombies bashing it. So let's assume you have an iron upgraded little box or wall. So with the 7,000 hit points on these walls, it should be reasonably okay, but yeah, it'll probably do, you know, a couple thousand, 2,500 damage, I suspect. So it'll be fairly damaged, but yeah, you saw it's about, yeah, 2,000 plus damage. So iron walls really will, okay, that's about 2,700, yeah. Plus minus. This is 3. These are 2. So yeah, having iron walls will definitely help. Of course, if he's been bashing this for a while, it's already going to be weakened. But it does mean if you have steel or iron up walls, you will be relatively safe. At least when these explode, and you look up here, it's going to take 1,000 plus damage, which is still manageable. But wait! You have him trapped outside your wall, so in your corridor where you have some dart traps, you have a turret protected by iron bars, or just a turret and a blade trap. What happens? Are they all going to get wasted when he blows up? I suspect they're going to take a fair bit of damage, and I don't even think these are going to survive. Maybe this one because it's behind bars. So this might be a pretty standard setup. Hopefully you're putting your turrets a little bit further away, but you know, these ones might be there, and you might have the blade trap and everything. And actually, there, that's better. I changed it out to have the arrow slits in front of the dart traps, because often that's what people end up doing. So what do you think is going to happen? I think these are going to be blown up. This one and the blade trap, this one might survive. Hopefully the arrow slits will protect the dart traps behind, but we will see, because this is going to be a fairly standard setup. Oh, this is actually, this was surprising. What? I'm a bit confused now. The turret didn't take any damage. The blade trap is obviously broken. The dart traps are, well, he was 2-3 blocks away and they're barely surviving here. This one is barely as well. No damage on these ones. And the iron bar is soaked up. Oh, that's interesting. The bottom ones, also the explosion comes like this. So this one took a little bit of damage, and this one took damage. Nothing here, but yeah, so this one is actually no damage at all. But oh, that's weird. Somehow this one didn't take damage. This one didn't blow up though, which is good. But it's interesting that the turrets didn't blow up. That's really weird. Let's try that again. Okay, so I now put turrets all around, and actually I could probably put, yeah, let me put a little bit more up here as well, just to really cover up Well, not all of it, but a fair bit of it. And I've left this one open, so I'm gonna... Oh, all right. There he goes. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I missed. Let me see if I... All right. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Okay. So this one did blow up. I wonder if it's because of the facing. Okay, let's see if it takes them out. Okay, so now it took them out. So this one was maybe just lucky because of how the blast radius is calculated. And, well, this one is still okay, but this one is taking damage, and this one okay. Oh, all right, so this was just a fluke. They might survive because of how the damage is being allocated and how it's spreading, but yeah, this is pretty bad. Okay, so in a pretty normal setup, you might have your walls and your base and everything, and then you have the horde coming in, and they'll probably do a fair bit of damage, but let's see what really happens. And we're gonna have him. They're obviously gonna come up, and they're gonna be do damage, and he's gonna be bashing everything. And you're gonna see he's doing a lot of damage, and let's oh, you see he just pulverizes. See him. Let's see him bash. Come on, bash a little bit. Oh, now it's just trying to get in there. That's probably pretty good. Oh, now he's bashing it. Let's see, he's gonna really make a hole really fast there. Well, let's say it's all like this, and you shoot him. Alright, so you shoot him, and I'm gonna start the AI again after I do that. And then, oh, he's gonna blow up, and he will blow up some of the zombies next to him as well. But he will definitely look at the wall here. So he was bashing. He destroyed this one, and then he was bashing on these ones. And this is reinforced concrete as well. And with the explosion and some damage here, I mean, they're obviously doing some on their own, but together with his, you know, this is gonna be massive. And it's even undercutting here. So that's actually, you see the wall is barely holding up here. I mean, you have this one, and yeah, actually that's the only thing that's holding it. I'm gonna have to repair that actually so it doesn't fall down and destroy everything. But you see, it will even undercut here, so you might want to make sure that you put a reinforced concrete even underneath, because even the asphalt and whatever you have here is going to get blown up, and then you're going to see a collapse from the wall just tumbling down because there's no support underneath. The outside here, definitely you want to have reinforced concrete as well, because even normal concrete, he'll just blow it up. Alright, so I have a Demolition Zombie in here, as we can hopefully see. And I'm going to just see how much damage is taking as he tries to break out here. So let's start the AI again. See where he's going to start bashing. Yep. Oh yeah, 500 per hit. So it's not going to take very long at all for him to even bash through reinforced concrete. Look at this. I mean, and that's it. And then he goes for this one, and yeah, 10 hits later, he's gonna make it out here. Oh, that's really bad. And finally, isn't he a lucky man? He's performing this synchronized movement with the nurses and the cheerleaders, and yeah, lucky guy. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, because bam! It's going to be raiding zombies all over. Unfortunately, I don't think we get an experience for doing that, even though it's due to be that they were all dead. But yep, that's how you want to use the Demolition Zombie. Have them kill the zombies, not destroy your base. Even though it'll probably destroy your base as well as kill the zombies, unfortunately. But I really hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough of the Demolition Zombie, and yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how we're actually gonna tackle this one most effectively. So I'll probably do more in-depth testing with him versus various traps and see Well, how do we kill this boss zombie without our base getting destroyed as well? Fortunately, he doesn't show up so early, so we have some time to prepare, but we do need some way to do that. I wonder if a rocket launcher will do it. But thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment below what other videos you want to see. And of course, join my Discord and follow me on Twitter and all of that. I'll see you again next time. Bam! Ooh, and no. They survived. No. Oh, they're crazy. They're crazy.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the vetted community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.